Hello, I'm James Wells, Education Content Manager at Crayola. Today we have a great lineup of guest speakers who will share their experiences on championing creativity school-wide, like celebrating Crayola Creativity Week. Let's meet our guest.
Hi everyone, I am Jessica Rivera, art educator at Un Mundo Primary.
Hi everybody, I'm Natalie Stuart. I teach 5th grade at Nova Eisenhower Elementary School in Davie, Florida.
Let's dive right in. Creativity is an essential life skill that has many benefits for learners. When people define creativity, they sometimes focus on different aspects. At Crayola, we define creativity as imagination in action. What does creativity mean to you, and why is it important for your school community?
Creativity to me means teaching my students that they have a freedom to think and a freedom to use their imagination and to be brave and try their best at everything that they do. I like to give my students freedom in their lessons to think about what medium they would like to use. I like to also give them the opportunity to think about freedom of colors and the different choice of colors that they wish to use on their lesson. Now, as an art educator, this is really important to me because I know that it creates confidence in students. Before becoming an art teacher, I had the honor and pleasure of being a social emotional learning educator. I did that position for about 2 years, and I learned that it's very important to teach our little ones strategies to help them make sure that they can self-regulate and try different strategies to calm their hearts and their minds when they're not comfortable or not brave or confident. So I think that really connects with art. To me, art is very therapeutic, and being creative helps you stay in tune with what you're feeling and helps you stay in tune also with ways that you can calm yourself down and help yourself be able to use those strategies to self-regulate.
Creativity is at the core of what I do each and every day in my classroom. It really allows me to make learning enjoyable and adaptable to a wide range of learners. And I feel it's important to infuse and support creativity in the classroom to allow students to tap into areas of interest that they may not even realize that they have yet because they're so young. And it allows them to gain practice and exposure to a hobby that they may very well want to do in the future as a young adult or even, for a career. And it also allows them to gain insight into the way that others think, which aids in tolerance and diversity as well.
Research shows that creativity is innate in all humans, but it must be nurtured so that it can lead to innovation, problem solving, and problem finding. What strategies and practices are used in your school to foster creativity?
So in my school, we offer several programs and projects that allow students to use their creativity, and whether that be through the use of art or science or even math. Many times it could be in the classroom or out of the classroom in like a special club or something like that. But we do give a lot of those opportunities. I personally do not give too many parameters when I assign a task or an assignment that could allow a student to work at their maximum potential, because I want to see the depth of where their creativity can lead to. I don't want to give them too many parameters because I feel like then they won't be able to really just dive in and show me what they're capable of. We also have a yearly stream night event at my school, which is put on by our STEM teacher, and she displays projects from the classrooms of every single student in our entire school, all through our hallways and our cafeteria. So it's really nice because all of the kids get to see their project displayed at school. So there is like not one kid left behind. There is a project that represents every student, and it does show all the different depths of creativity from kindergarten all the way through 5th grade. The students in my classroom also utilize social media as a way to show creativity. We do dances every Friday, and we hop on the school appropriate trends with media production. So it's really nice to see them apply their creativity in something that is so prevalent in today's society.
One of the strategies that we use here at Un Mundo Primary as part of the KIPP Texas network is that we always teach our kids about ways to working on having grit and also ways to becoming a problem solver. So as an art teacher, I always try to look for ways that I can connect my art lessons to other contents, especially to science. When I think of science lessons, I make sure to tell the kids, let's become problem solvers and let's put on our problem solving cap, or let's think about having a mindset of continuous improvement. By doing this, I like the kids to be aware of what the problem is and also give them the opportunity for them to try different ways and different ideas by brainstorming and planning and thinking ways that we can problem solve. As an art teacher here, we're always hanging kids' art and we put up installations in our school. I like to tell them, hey, let's think of another new way that we can hang it and display it, so that way we can make sure that we take care of the walls and we take care of our environment, keeping in mind that we always want to leave our place better than we found it.
So I want to talk a bit about Crayola Creativity Week, which you all have participated in. For those tuning in, Crayola Creativity Week is a celebration of creativity that occurs the last week in January every year. This free program can be enjoyed by individual classrooms or led by a faculty member who interacts with all of the students in the school, such as an art teacher or librarian. What benefits did you see in your learning environment when teachers and students participated in the program?
As an elementary art teacher, one of the most important benefits that I saw in participating in this program was the way to connect my students to different content, such as this year's dance. I was able to also connect them to other areas such as cooking and culture. And always when we do something with space and NASA, the kids get so excited, and I also get excited to connect it to science. So I love being able to have those connections that show them, how does art connect to math? And how does art connect to science? And how does it connect to your culture? Different things like that. So that is extra special here at Un Mundo Primary because we're extra and we take it to another level. What we did in our participation, we went ahead and made it a whole week celebration. We planned out how we can build community and we can help create this engagement and this festive environment in our school for the entire week. And what we did is the teachers came together, we united, and we all wore different Crayola shirts. So we went ahead and had a day of Crayola fashion. We also allowed the kids not to wear uniforms, and if they had anything with Crayola, to wear that, and we posted their pictures on our school's class dojo. In addition to the Crayola Fashion Week that we had, in class, we made different murals, paper banners and murals that the kids loved coloring. And as soon as we hung that up, as an art teacher, we always have to hang up our kids' work so that it builds their confidence and also their engagement and participation. And lastly, we put all these pictures and all these events on recordings or pictures on our school community's class dojo. And I really feel that it increased even our participation with attendance, and our kids were coming to school excited to see what different lesson we were going to do today. One other thing that I do want to note is this last session, I participated with our librarian. So normally at my school, we did Crayola Creativity Week just in art class, but for the last session, we also participated in library, and she tended to do a lot of the Spanish lessons for our English learners. So we were also making sure that we were inclusive with all our students.
So last year, I was actually the only teacher in my school that participated in Crayola Creativity Week because so many of my teachers had never heard of it. But this year, we're changing things up. We are getting other teachers involved, including our art teacher. So I'm really excited to implement that and to see how that goes across different grade levels. I also noticed that when I did do Creativity Week last year, the activities that I did each day with my students during Creativity Week brought so much joy in their cooperative group work. They collaborated more efficiently, mostly because I had more free range to be creative with them with the activities that we were given. And it was different than that of a typical project that would have more parameters. And I also noticed how proud the students were of their activities and their assignments. And they were so excited to share what they came up with and what they created. Even my shy students who were not really too fond of standing in front of an entire class to speak, I noticed that during Creativity Week, they built up the courage to get up there and share what they designed. So for me, that was like my biggest takeaway.
Celebrating everyone's unique creative style can be a unifying force for the entire school learning community, impacting students, faculty, and families. How have you, or will you, leverage the strengths of various members of your learning community to execute a school-wide celebration?
So one of the ideas that I want to implement this year is for a secondary class to partner up with a primary class. So I'll give you an example. I teach 5th grade, so my plan is to partner up with a 1st grade class because I am secondary and 1st grade would be considered primary. So this year, in order to effectively complete all of the tasks with Creativity Week and also to help the littles understand everything, I think it's really important that we partner them up with a buddy that is a little bit more experienced who can help kind of guide them through the books or the activities that go along with everything in Creativity Week. So that's like one of the ideas that I have for implementation this year for Creativity Week. And then I also plan to see if we can get our students to share some of their activities on our morning announcements. Our wonderful librarian is in charge of our morning announcements. So I'm pretty sure that she will be totally open to having some of our kids go on there and share some of the stuff they've created with the entire school. I think having the kids share everything that they've made on the morning announcements is also a great way for other classes and other grade levels to see what everyone's coming up with during Creativity Week, because sometimes we only really see like what goes on in one classroom. So by going on the morning announcements, we're able to see how it correlates with, what everyone else is doing. And in addition to that, it would be really cool to tie in some of these lessons with our monthly character traits like citizenship and tolerance and responsibility, things like that. There were so many activities last year that I felt were very much aligned with these topics. So that's something that I hope to be able to align this year as well.
I love that majority of the Crayola lessons for Crayola Creativity Week are connected to books. So what better person to connect with than your school librarian? At Un Mundo Primary, our librarian was also at times doing Spanish lessons. So I felt that this was the best way to utilize the many resources that Crayola gives not only teachers, but families. So I went ahead and weeks before that, I partnered with my librarian and I asked her, hey, are you interested in participating and teaming up as a team with Crayola Creativity Week? Once I went ahead and printed out all the Spanish resources that you can download online, and I was showing her the lessons and showing her all the different activities that were planned and options, she right away said, yes, of course, let's do this. We can do this. And the thing that attracted us the most to doing this partnership is that we would really be able to provide different resources to our English learners at our school, and also, most importantly, the parents. So in our partnership, we went ahead and I would do certain activities and lessons during the art class, and she was having her library class and Spanish class at the same time next door to me, working on a different activity. So the kids were also getting a new lesson, whether they were in the art class or they were in the library Spanish class. They were doing a new lesson and they were so engaged and had so much fun. As educators, we made sure to document the kids in action, the kids doing the activities, the kids looking at the videos that were online. And we sent these things to their parents via Class Dojo. And we also said, hey, we're going to do this on Saturday and Sunday. Let's take advantage of these awesome resources that Crayola has for us. And we were able to send the different links to either the books and the worksheets. We were able to print them out and send them home with the kids to make sure that our English learners were able to have fun on the weekends and connect with their parents and doing these lessons also. So it was a lot of fun for our school community, not just our kids.
When implemented school-wide, programs like Crayola Creativity Week add a boost of fun to everyday learning and energize the school culture. We've seen some incredible examples of how schools have brought Creativity Week to their entire learning community with color days, family events, and creative experiences that engage all learners. What tips do you have for our viewers who want to introduce a program school-wide?
So this year, I plan to personally host a meeting in my room for those that are interested in participating this year. I feel like it's really important for teachers to feel very comfortable when they start something new in their classroom, no matter what it is. So I'm hoping that I can get a group of teachers to come join me in this amazing opportunity. And I want to just kind of give them a little bit of background as to what I experienced last year and how we can prepare for this year. I also plan to provide them with copies of the lesson plans and maybe even some copies of some of the books that are used with the lessons, just so that they feel more prepared and it's less prep work for them to do, which most likely is going to encourage them to want to participate even more. Another thing is possibly getting our PTA involved, or even having like a door decorating contest with some of the activities that the kids do would also be a really great idea to get everybody involved in a school. And another thing you could do is share the templates, because there are actually weekend lessons. So I noticed last year we had more than 5 lessons in schools Monday through Friday. So what you can actually do is print out some of the lesson templates for the kids if they're having such a great time, and share it with the parents, because parents are always asking what can they do at home. So this is just a fun resource that you can share with parents so they can continue it at home once the week is over at school.
A tip that I have for any educator is to start off with a good communication plan. One of the tips that I have is start messaging parents days before Creativity Week to let them know that this is something that their students, their kids are not going to want to miss out on. I let them know that we're going to have a lot of fun activities and a lot of important books that are going to be read. And I partner with my administrators and my peers, my teachers. I ask my administrators ahead of time if it's okay to have and plan fun dress-up days where we can be inclusive with all our students, and plan days that the kids will love to not have to wear their uniforms like in my school, but be able to wear something fun and Crayola or color, their favorite color days. In addition to making sure that we plan ahead of time, is I try to stay and communicate things out with our parents on a daily basis. As my kids are working on their activities, on their thinking sheets or their planning guides, I make sure that I send the parents pictures on class dojos so they can also feel like they're part of these activities and these festivities that are happening at my school. In addition to that, our kids go above and beyond by creating banners or creating different Crayola crayons that we hang up in our schools so that our kids can have pride in the artwork that they helped to create and celebrate such a special, special week.
Thank you for sharing your expertise, and a special thanks to the educators who have joined us today. Be sure to sign up your school for Crayola Creativity Week at crayola.com/creativity week. Registration is now open. Just by signing up, you'll receive free family engagement resources, be entered to win incredible prizes, including art supplies, books, tech, school makeovers, and much more. Let's spread the joy of creativity throughout our schools and communities.
Goodbye. Adios, everyone.
Wishing everybody an amazing Creativity Week. Have so much fun.
Bye-bye.